Hey guys, welcome back today. Today we are going to discuss about the OSPF multi-area configuration. Right? OSPF multi-area means what? You have two areas. Make sure that one area should be a backbone area because without backbone area, you cannot achieve the inter-area communication, right? So let's say example, if you see this topology right now, we have a area 0 in this topology, router 1, router 2, router 3, right? They are participating in the area 0. Router 3 one interface 0/1 and the router 4 both interface are participating into the area number 1. So because of the area 0 we can achieve the multi-area connectivity. If I'm gonna make, let's say example, if I'm gonna make this area 0 into the area number 2 and we have area number 1, in that case we cannot achieve the inter-area communication. To achieve the inter-area communication you must need to have a backbone area, which is also called as a area 0, because without area 0 you cannot have a AVR router, right? So this router, you can see the router 3 right now. Router 3, the one interface is participating in the area 0, another interface is participating into the area number 1. This router will eventually become the area border router because this router provides the connectivity between the two different area. Now same steps, right? We have two steps over here. So step number 1 we can configure the IP addressing, right? And step number 2 we can configure the routing protocol. So what we can do that in the step number 1, let's start the configuration with the IP addressing. So on the laptop number 1 we can go and configure the IP address for this guy will be 1.1, right? And of course my default gateway, which is the IP address of the router, this interface, right? 254. Same thing on the this person as well, right? IP configuration, we have a 191.1.2 subnet mask and the 1.254, that's my default gateway, right? Same thing on the PC number 3 right now. On PC 3 we have a IP address 2.3, I'm so sorry, and 2.254, right? That's my default gateway for this guy. And the PC number 4 as well, we have a 2.4, right? IP address 2.4 slash 24, and then we have a 2.254, that's my default gateway, right? So whenever the PC wants to communicate with the different broadcast domain, and even the PC wants to communicate with the internet as well, you must need to have a default gateway information. If you don't have a default gateway, you cannot reach from one broadcast domain to the different broadcast domain. Now let's do the router configuration on the router number 1, right? 1 minute. Right. On router number 1, we have a set no, and with the enable config terminal host name will be router number 1. Interface 0/0. If you see that, I have this interface right now, which is a part of the 1.254 and /24 no shutdown. Another interface we have interface 0/1, which is the part of the 12.1. So this two interface we have configured the IP address, right? Now let's go to the router number 2 now. On the router number 2, we see the no enable config terminal hosting will be router number 2. Interface 0/0 IP address will be 12.2/24, right? So and another interface we have a 0/1, which is the this interface right now on the router number 2. This should be the 23.2. Right. On the same thing on the R3 now we have on R3 we have a two interface 0/0 will be 23.3 and the 0/1 will be 34.3, right? So on CLI we see the no enable host name will be R3. I'm so sorry, R3, and interface 0/0 will be 23.3/24 no shutdown no shut. Then we have interface 0/1 exit interface 0/1 IP address will be 34.3. All good. So IP on a R3 is done. Now we have a R4. R4 0/0 will be part of the 34.4 and the 0/1 will be part of the 2.254. This 2.254 is a gateway IP address for that particular PC. So now we can go in the router 4. Come on. I said the no enable host name will be router 4. Router 4 and interface 0/0 I have a IP address will be 34.4/24 no shutdown, and the interface 0/1 I have a 2.254/24 no shutdown. All good. So finally all the IP address has been configured. That's my step number 1. Step number 2, we need to configure the routing protocol. So I'll start the configuration on the router number 1. On router number 1, we have a router OSPF. Router ID will be 2.1.1, and as the network will be 12.0/24 area 0. And then we have a network. I have a LAN network, that's my 1.0, and then we have a area 0 as well. So this R1, R2 and R3, this interface will be part of the area 0. You can see that, right? On R2 as well, we do the same configuration. Router OSPF number 1, router ID will be 2.2.2.2.2. Network, I am going to configure this as a 12.0 wildcard mask. Area 0, network I have a 23.0. Area 0, that's done on a R2 as well. On a R3, router OSPF number 1, right? Router ID will be 3.3.3.3. Network, I have a 23.0. This should be part of the area 0. You can also define the area in the dotted decimal format, right? So, we talked about this part, right? Area can be, defined in the two format, either the decimal format or dotted decimal format, right? Because it's a 32-bit number. In a dotted decimal format, what happened? You have a format which are in the IPv4 format, like a 0.0.0.0. That's considered as a area 0. Now on R3, you can see that we have another interface 0/1, which is participating into the area number 1. So what we can do that, I'll say the 34.0 and area number 1. Now on the router 4, we need to do the same configuration. They are the participating in the area number 1. Network, I will configure this guy the 34.0, area number 1, and network, I'm going to configure this network. We have area number 1. All good? So 34 and the 2.0, which is the part of the area number 1, that's my step 2 configuration is done, right? Now what we can do that quickly, we can go on the router 3, because router 3 is participating into the two different area. So eventually this router will become the ABR router, right? So wait for some time. It's a slow routing protocol. Normally it takes a 40 seconds to bring the neighborship will be up, right? The DR BDR is going on, right? So that's take the 40 seconds, the wait time. So we got the one neighborship with the 2.2.2.2. We are waiting the neighborship with the 4.4.4 right now. It's good. So IP OSPF, you can put the command, and you can see that this router is a ABR router. On this ABR router, you can see that one interface, right? I have a in the backbone area, which is the area 0, right? Number of the interface in this area is 1, and another interface we have in the area number 1. Now all good. So let's check the connectivity from the PC number 1 right now. I can make a ping. First of all, my default gateway. My ping is working to the default gateway. It means that my LAN communication is good right now. Let's ping to the 2.3. So from PC number 1, I'm sending the packet to the PC number 3 in the multi area. And we can see that we have a good communication as well. Same way we can ping to the 2.4 as well. So from the PC number 1 to the 2.4, and it should be communicated. All good. Now let's quickly verify the neighborship as well on the router number 1. So just go in the show IP of neighbor. You can see that I have a neighborship with the 2.2.2.2. On R2, you can also verify the neighborship command. Right. This is the basic troubleshoot command for those routing people. In the next video, we'll talk about how we can troubleshoot the neighborship as well. So R2 has a two neighborship with R1 and R3, and on R3 also we have a two neighborship, one with router 2 and one with router 4. And finally, we have a last order. So IP OSPF neighbor and bingo. One thing that I want to make your attention, guys, over there, when you do the multi-area configuration, right? In the multi-area configuration, what happened? We are receiving the OIA router, right? So if you see that on the router 4, so IP root, you can see that on the router 4 we are receiving the OIA router 1.0/24. So on the router 4, this is the part of the area number 1. So whatever the routes that you get from the different area, right? So let's say example of the router 4 is participating into the area number 1. This router 4 is getting the route from the area number 0. So whatever the route that is coming from the area number 0 into the area number 1, that route is considered as a OIA route, inter-area route. We can also take the SOIP OSPF database. So you will have a LS3 as well, right? That is generated by the AVR itself, 3.3.3, which is my AVR router. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video with the troubleshooting commands of the OSPF routing protocol, and then continuously we'll make a video on the LSAs as well. Thank you.